dating in 2026 as a man is easy as fuck if you have your shit together. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta have your shit together at the age you are at. Let me digress. So if you're at 18 or if you're 36, having your shit together means different things, obviously in different ages. And people really, especially now in 2026, they like to lean away from age. They like to stretch the goalposts. They like to say 40s are the new 30s or whatever this bullshit is. And when you have your shit together as a guy, dating just becomes more attainable because for the general man, like the regular average Joe working a normal job, it's brutal, right? He's getting smoked and cooked by, you know, your Chads, your 6 foot, good looking dudes that are just crushing it. But I just want to really get into what having your shit together kind of means. And I'll give a few examples here. So we'll just start off at 18. At 18, I would say having your shit together would simply mean you not being immature, right? Having some good mannerisms, speaking correctly, like not being super articulate, but just not being a fully dumbass. Like everybody was a dumbass at 18, but there's a difference between, you know, an 18-year-old and an 18-year-old that just acts really fucking stupid. So in that sense, it would be like, you know, a kid that has an idea of what he wants to do. He doesn't know what he wants to do, but, you know, he has a good work ethic. He's responsible. He has an idea of where he wants to go. And, you know, he just graduated and, you know, he's, he has some spark. He has some fire and he has a little bit in there, rather than another 18-year-old that's just kind of cruising. Oh, I just got out of school. I'm going to just chill. And, you know, I'm just going to let things kind of come by. Like, you can completely see the difference there. And it wouldn't necessarily fully mean that that kid has his shit together. But when he's dating another girl that's 18 or 19, sure, those girls may have like higher standards or higher demands, especially in 2026. But he's not going to get blown out of the park by another 18-year-old that doesn't have a haircut or doesn't have a job or that's just a fucking loser, essentially. Moving on to 26, what having your shit together at 26 years old means, in my opinion, is not living with parents. Right? You could do roommates, that's cool, but just getting the fuck out of your mom's house. It's okay for a girl to live at home, in my opinion, at 26. It's not okay for a dude to be at home at 26. Simple as that. Another one would be just having a good either job or career. Ideally, you'd want the career, but if you got a good job and you're working hard and you're making good money and, you know, you're not technically fully sure of where you want to go, but you have a good work ethic and you're responsible, it's a great sign. Another variable having your shit together is literally being in shape. It doesn't mean being shredded with 6-pack abs. It simply means not being a fat fuck. Right? Not having love handles, not having fucking double chins and all this extra shit. Like, none of that's acceptable. Just not being a fucking fat ass. Like, let's simplify it there. Now, at 34 or 36, the difference between having your shit together then is, well, let's be honest, you should probably be living alone by then. You should probably have an established career where, you know, you do a specific job, right? People know you as, in my case, I'm a barber, or they know you as a fucking lawyer or whatever it may be. Like, you're an established person in your industry. And also what comes with that and having your shit together at that age would more lean towards having a network, right? Having connections and people in your town or vicinity where you live, where if you need something, you can call someone and they can help you out, or they can give you a phone number and give you the direction of where you're trying to go. Also having a little bit of intellect, right? Being able to go into deeper conversations and be diverse with topics and not be so one-dimensional where, you know, you're into cars and all you fucking talk about is cars. Right? Like, you don't want to be that guy that's just a fucking weirdo where they're just so like autistic, focused on one thing. At that age, you should be able to have a good amount of experience where you can tell stories, you can relate in different ways, even if you can't relate with everybody, but you can have the mentality and the skills and the awareness to be able to pick up on social cues and read rooms and these kinds of things. So when you have your shit together in those three metrics from 18, 26, 36, it makes it more simple. Because let's say you're a 36-year-old dude that, you know, has a roommate and doesn't have a career and isn't in shape. You think a fucking bitch is gonna wanna suck your dick? Nah, bro. Like, and that's why it's gonna be hard for you. But let's say you're 36, you're a fucking engineer, right? You're not a millionaire, but you have your own, you know, let's say you have a 2-bedroom apartment. You don't even need to own the shit, right? You just have your own stuff, and you know, you have a network of friends, and when you start dating, you can bring a girl into your world and introduce her to your circle and basically have a setup for them to come to. Like, that's way more appealing. That's why it's gonna be easier. Me at 26, something that helped me out tremendously with my girlfriend and my relationships was really just me being responsible and doing the things that I gotta do. At 24, when I had met her, I was already an established barber. I had a full clientele, still do work for myself. I don't work for anyone else. So that helps out a lot. I know plenty of people in the city where I'm able to get VIP access to events and whatnot, where I can bring my girl along the journey to let her enjoy these things. So that's why it's not hard. Like, that's why it's easier. So if you guys can take anything from this, it's not to brag or to, you know, be an asshole. It's really just to, as a man, like, yo, like, these are the reasons why you're not performing, and these are the things that you need to adjust and fix in order to progress, in order to increase your options. Now you can add in other variables like looks maxing, right? Getting a good haircut and taking certain supplements to increase the physical aspect. Those are all great, and those are all things that are good, but those are all more so toppings, right? I'm more so talking about the base of the cake. I'm not talking about the frosting and the sprinkles. Those are all add-ons. So most importantly, obviously everybody knows what they gotta do as a whole for the most part in everybody's own personal life. But when you really break it down and you really simplify these variables and metrics on why you're not doing well in dating, oftentimes it goes back to these reasons that I mentioned in this video. So thank you guys for watching. Really hope that helped out in some form or way. I appreciate you guys.